Hey guys, it's been a while since I've uploaded on this channel, and today I have a good video for you. It's about the life of Hisashi Ouchi in an incident that he was in on September 30th, 1999. So let's get into the video. Hisashi Ouchi was a nuclear technician. He was one of 3 employees at the Tokimura nuclear plant near the city of Mito, Japan. On September 30th, 1999, Ouchi was tasked with putting a radioactive mixture into the plant to use as fuel. The main component in this mixture was uranium. While pouring this mixture into the plant, it turned on. Lights flashed, and as soon as this happened, the 3 men knew that they had made a mistake. Ouchi was standing over top of the fuselage when a bright blue ray of light came out of the lid that was completely covered by the entirety of Ouchi's body. The grave mistake that he had made was that the fuselage Ouchi just poured 16 kilograms of uranium in only had a uranium capacity of 2.4 kilograms. Ouchi was knocked back and fell over, but he didn't feel pain. He was just a bit nauseous. 2 men died at the cost of his mistake. He just didn't know it yet. When it comes to radiation, there is a measurement called a sievert, SV for short, and 10 SVs are lethal to humans. Ouchi just got 17 SVs and had no lacerations or anything besides a swollen hand, and that was unheard of in the scientific world. The other scientist, who was observing 7 meters away, got 7 SVs, and he later died in the hospital, but he had nowhere near as much suffering as Ouchi. The nuclear scientist was in the other room doing paperwork, and he got 3 SVs of radiation, and he later made a full recovery. The next part of the story, I will warn you, gets quite graphic. Ouchi had arrived at the hospital and his hand was swollen and he was still nauseous. After some scans, doctors noticed his organs were in bad shape. For the first 9 days he was fine until his lips, toes, and fingers started to hurt. Shortly after this, his body wouldn't hold fluids from his IV. It was oozing out of him. Slowly his skin started to fall off. After multiple failed attempts of skin grafts, they instead resorted to wrapping plastic on his skin to keep it on. Multiple times he would shout at the nurses, "Let me die, I'm not your guinea pig, give up." But even though he was saying this almost every night, the physicians decided to ignore him. The scientists and physicians wanted to keep him alive to study what this amount of radiation would do to a person. After taking a closer look at Ouchi's cells, they noticed something extremely wrong. It seemed that all his chromosomes and DNA were incinerated, impossible for his cells to divide. At some point during this, his lungs failed and he had to be put on a ventilator. Ouchi couldn't talk anymore, but he responded to people talking. He showed emotion and was still in pain. Ouchi's muscles started to fall off, and his right leg started to fall off. Long before this point, the scientists and physicians knew that his chance of living was 0, and they wanted to keep him alive to study him. He was like a rablat to them. They tried to pull it off by saying what you're doing is saving lives, but Ouchi just wanted to die. In interviews, doctors said that the family wanted to keep him alive, but later on, his family told the press that they never wanted to keep him alive, while they knew how much excruciating pain he was going through every day. The family did know what the doctors were doing was unethical, but they didn't want him to be in pain anymore. On day 59, after the incident, Ouchi almost got what he wanted. His heart failed, and he was shocked by a defibrillator for over 40 minutes until his heart went back into normal rhythm. Then his heart stopped 2 more times again that day. Doctors noticed after this incident that he didn't respond to pain conversation anymore. But his pupils still contracted and dilated to light, so it is assumed that there is still some minimal brain activity. All his organs were failing, and he was on dialysis. He was going through over 9 bags of blood a day, because it kept on oozing out of him. He was basically just a corpse with a heartbeat rotting away. Finally, on day 83, he died from multiple body system failure, and he got what he wanted, to be free. The last picture of Ouchi you can find on the internet pretty easy, but I didn't want to show it on this channel. But because what you've been seeing so far in this video is a roll of 4 photos with a caption. But I will show the photo of him on his last day, but it will be blurred out. So here it is. If you do get grossed out very easily, there is a countdown, so get off the video in 3, 2, 1. Here's the photo. Thanks for watching this video. Remember, subscribe if you like the channel, like if you like the video, and dislike if you dislike the video. Goodbye.